any menstruating person in this country cannot make decisions over their own body.
Even limit their ability to get gender affirmation treatment in their state.
So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
And we will make America great again. God bless you. I love you.
Well, I'm not sure anyone was very surprised by the announcement last night, which is why it wasn't necessarily the very first video I did today, because, well, everyone basically knew Trump was going to announce that he's going to run for president in 2024. We don't know who may oppose him in the Republican Party. He may have a primary with Ron DeSantis, which would be very interesting. And the impending meltdown, I wanted to let it percolate a little bit. And the usual suspects are having absolute fits on Twitter. Elijah Wood, Bette Midler, all the usual suspects. And all I can really say about it is job security. 2 years of Trump running for president seems pretty good for the meme economy. Seems pretty good for the meltdown community. And that is a good part of my content. Now, before we get into all the hilarity, a quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2022 going on 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access, start being more secure, and unlock loads more content. Well, in case you didn't notice, there was a theme in the last probably 2 weeks running up to the impending Trump announcement of basically everybody in the mainstream media, which you could have expected, at least from the left-leaning media, the Voxes, the Rolling Stones, this kind of thing, CNN. But what maybe everyone didn't see coming was basically the widespread abandonment of Trump by a lot of right-leaning publications and politicians, with the whole, oh, it's time to move on. Everyone kind of echoing this same kind of regurgitated party line. And it was a little weird to see. It's like people forget the guy got 75 million votes not that long ago. And that was at the height of lockdowns and things of that nature. Now, this video isn't to really, I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm conflicted. I voted for him in 2020. if he wins a primary and is the Republican candidate, I will most likely vote for him in 2024. I'm not ready to say, not ready to commit. I'd like to see, some more specifics. I thought his speech last night, a lot of people called it low energy. That may have been, I don't know. I thought it was measured. I thought it was, kind of purposeful. He kind of avoided talking about some of the more crazy stuff. He also made some interesting things about locking up drug dealers and things of that nature. If he's talking about Pfizer and all the people behind the opioid epidemic in this country, I'm 100% for that. But you see the Atlantic, Trump's running and Republicans only have themselves to blame. There's no coward's way out of the dilemma facing the GOP. Nobody's happier about Donald Trump running than the Democrats. Quite frankly, I'm going to have to see how things shake out. I'm not ready to make any kind of prediction. I think, my initial gut says I think Ron DeSantis would have had a easier path to the presidency, but I don't know that for sure. And, admittedly, I don't know much about Ron DeSantis's global policies and the things that he would have to commit to as a president. Plus, he also has one term left as governor in Florida, so maybe he won't even run. Maybe it won't even be a thing. Maybe he's not going to run, and everyone's going to either have to get on the Trump train or move on. That's DeSantis is pretty young. He could sit this one out, be a governor, and then run in 2028. He could, or he could run, and we could have a knockdown, drag-out slugfest that would benefit the Republicans or the Democrats, I think. But of course, Hollywood has been saved by this. This is what's bittersweet about it. I mean, the memes are great, but that just means we're going to get, by Trump running, he has single-handedly saved CNN. I don't know if you've been watching, but CNN is circling the drain. And maybe it won't even be enough. Honestly, maybe it won't even be enough to save CNN. Certainly, late night, people like Jimmy Kimmel and the unfunny, boring SNL, will they be saved by a Trump run-up? Well, if he wins, that would be 6 years, including the campaign trail and the presidency. That would probably sustain them, at least for the short term. But I actually don't know. I don't know if, could you take another 6 years of the same tired old orange man bad jokes? Are those even funny anymore? Trump is going to be an old man. He is old. He's spry. He's like a very different old than Joe Biden. And I do think that Joe Biden is ruining this country. Just to be complete, it's rare that I drop like a hard political take, but I think Joe Biden is probably maybe the worst president of my lifetime. Bush Jr. was probably the worst before that. And Joe Biden is just an embarrassment. And so I feel like, dang, man, I really want to make sure he gets voted out of office. But maybe Trump can pull it off. He's got a lot to atone for. I think he's made some mistakes while he was president that he could address in the run-up, in his media tours and all this kind of his debates and things like that. He's got to clear up some stuff. The people that felt abandoned by him, in particular, the people that from J6, stuff like that, Section 230, these are things that he has to kind of address, in my opinion. But he's got 2 years to do it. So there's no reason why he couldn't. Of course, you have Jimmy Kimmel talking about it. The popular vote only matters when it's, they didn't mention anything about the popular vote in the midterms, did they? Which the Republicans won. But of course, strategically, there are a lot of states that he could learn from, by the way, in his losses. I talked about this a lot in that I still believe the greatest strategic mistake he had of the presidency, of his re-election campaign, was telling people to stay home and not use mail-in ballots. I know you have opinions about them, but if Democrats are going to use them, then you better use them too. And you better mail in so many of them. He should have told his base, which is the most ravenous base, period, the most supportive base, period. I want you to go to your grandma's house, your uncle's house, your aunt's house, and I want you to show up there, and I want you to help them fill out their ballot, because that's what the Democrats did, right? Trump said, no, show up on election day. which fine, but also, you know, he got beat because of that. He got beat because, you know, there's a lot of ballots that were in the mail, and it opened up to a lot of questions and things of that nature. You see right-wing media's coverage of Trump's presidential bid shows it just can't turn away. The Guardian. I mean, I don't really see. Have you seen really any article from right-wing media that is positive about Trump running? I haven't. The best thing you can maybe point to is a few that are like, okay, Trump's running, here's what he said. You know, and there's a lot of people, you know, on the right in politics that are openly, you know, that are supportive of him, but there are also some that are never Trumpers. Republican lawmakers danced around the question, asked whether or not if they would support Donald Trump, who announced Tuesday that he was running again for president. Quote, I think you've got a lot of other people announcing their candidacy. Well, we've got a deep bench, Senator Todd Young said. It's a really good thing. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, a Republican who is a Trump ally, says we're focused on the election and the Georgia, this election and the Georgia election. That's a reference to the runoff. You know, Trump's record of endorsements in recently concluded midterms have been mixed. I mean, I think they're overwhelmingly positive, but some of the picks that were most closely tied to him, like Carrie Lake, Herschel Walker, and Carrie Lake and Dr. Oz, most kind of famously, fizzled out. But you know, no one talks about the ones that he endorsed that won, which were there were many. You know, not all Republicans left the former president out to dry. Carrie Lake, a Trump loyalist who ran unsuccessfully for governor in Arizona, said over Twitter that the president has her complete and total endorsement. Well, that's probably because she's vying for a VP. You know, I don't know if she'd be the perfect VP pick because she's just a lady Trump. So, I mean, you need that evangelical, you know, Trump needs that guy like Pence who won't abandon him, though. I mean, you saw Pence coming out and, you know, speaking out against him. Then you get the Hollywood meltdown. Bette Midler. You know, you see, it's official. The new name for the campaign is Mega. Congratulations. He just handed us 2 more years of his hashtag delusions, hashtag drivel. I don't think she knows how to use hashtags. Hashtag unbearable. Excuse me, I'm going to be sick. That's Trump to you. He's giving the same speech he gave in 2016. After 2 years of lockdowns, 1 million American lives lost. The rest of us have moved on. You are tweeting endlessly. Piggy speaking, all the. She's tweeting endlessly about it. And then, but maybe one of my favorite interactions is Elijah Wood. Y'all, we're not doing this again, right? We had 4 years that felt like a nightmare, and that was that, right? Stick, Sex, and Hammer. The last 2 years are the nightmare, LOL. This interaction here is absolute gold. Chance Robertson, you know, because Elijah always checks verified. I'm not sure who this individual is, but it's great. He writes, unfortunately, it's only been 2 years, but yes, it does feel like 4. Elijah Wood, not what I was referring to. I mean, the Hollywood meltdown about Trump again almost makes it worth it. I don't know who he's going to pick as a running mate, but it better be good. And he's got some bridges to mend, some fences to mend, I mean, with a lot of people in the Republican Party. But it's going to be interesting to watch the Hollywood meltdown nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.